So the building was built in 3 different phases, 3 different years. The center section was built in 1892, and then the north wing was built just a couple years later, and then the south wing here was built in the 1920s. So the layout's a little bit different. You'll see when we go in the south wing, there's not a lot of major construction taking place because we're not changing the layout of the building. With the exception of the corridor walls, pretty much all of the other interior walls were removed, and then they've been rebuilt in different places. Doors have shifted and that kind of thing. And so you'll see that as we go through. So this is a good place where you can see where the ceiling height was originally and most recently. So originally the ceiling would have been all the way up where you see the wood framing. Most recently the ceiling is where this yellow paint stops. So over time, as they added air conditioning to the building and other infrastructure, that ceiling height got lower and lower. And so you can see on both ends here, these original wood frames around these openings, they were not visible. But with newer technologies today, we'll be able to raise that ceiling height above those frames so that we can see all of that historical woodwork. For those of you who had been in the building previously, this was the laundry room that served the whole building. There was one laundry room. This will now be the main kitchen for the building. And each floor now will have smaller laundry rooms so that laundry's on each floor. There will also be a kitchen on each floor and a lounge space. But this will be a larger kitchen that will serve the whole building as well as the first floor. This is the original lobby space. This space will remain as is. New paint, new finishes, new ramp and new stairs coming into the building there. And then you can see where the opening for the elevator is going to be. That opening will be expanded a bit to accommodate that. But this will all be restored back to those original conditions as much as possible. This is a good example here where you can see on this railing where we have to bring the building up to current codes. So the height of this guardrail does not meet the safety requirements today to protect people from falling. And so we've had to modify this, and this will be extended like this all the way around. So we've had to do a lot of code upgrades just by virtue of the scope of the project. So when you come up to the second floor, and it's the same thing on the third floor, you'll walk through this big opening, and then straight ahead of you is a kitchen and lounge space. And then adjacent to that is a laundry room and a study room. So all of the common areas kind of in the center core, very visible for students coming and going. So if you picture this room without these 2 doorways here, this is what the rooms in the center section in the north wing were like before. You'd have 2 beds, 2 dressers, 2 desks, 2 little built-in closets, and then they'd go down the hall to a community bathroom and shower. What we did is we took a group of 3 rooms, take the middle room offline, cut holes in the wall so you can see we've got closets here for both sides, and then a restroom that connects here to the other room. Inside the bedrooms will be a sink, and then in the shared bathroom space is a toilet stall and a shower stall. All of the original flooring will be refinished as part of the project. There's some areas where it's just too aged and too damaged, and so we'll be replacing some wood flooring. You can see in the bathroom where we removed the wood flooring to accommodate new tile, we salvaged that wood flooring, and we'll be able to reuse that throughout the building where we need it. So this will be part of the lounge space, the community space for the building. You've probably seen some of the historic photographs in Chaudoin Hall. This is the original parlor space in the building, so you've probably seen that in some of the photos where there was a piano and students gathered and kind of a lounge space. So this has always been used as that kind of central lounge space and will continue and remain like that. There's a grand piano that goes in here, as well as just several different seating groups. There will be a TV, and so a lounge space that serves the whole building.